Hi everyone, this is Shannon back again for recapping another week of Big Brother. Sorry this video is getting up so late. I had some technical issues and wasn't around due to Easter weekend and stuff, so just trying to figure out everything that was going on. So tonight was the kind of time that I already had set aside. So I figured I could do this tonight, but generally it will always be up on Thursdays, just a little blip this week. Anyways, so one thing I just want to talk about before I get into recapping the whole week, just today, which is Friday, I had the absolute pleasure of being one of the Big Brother Canada live feed correspondents for Rob Cesternino. And if you don't know who Rob is, he was on the reality show Survivor, and he was on 2 seasons of it. And he does his own podcast videos for Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race, and tons of other shows. I'll link his website down below. But anyways, I got to be one of his live feed correspondents this week, and I'll be continuing doing that weekly. I'll let you know when I'll be on it next when I find out. But so I was on it today with another guest correspondent, Mikey, and as well as we had special guest Ika, who was on season 2 of Big Brother Canada. So that was really awesome meeting her. I was a little bit nervous on it, so I hope that I'm still asked back, because I was a bit quiet because, you know, it was just crazy, like, being able to talk to Rob, who was on Survivor twice, who I remember watching when I was younger, and then just subscribing to his podcast a few years ago and really watching that, and it, just to be able to, like, talk to him was just crazy. But so I was a little bit, like, you know, fangirling in that regard. And then Ika, who was just on last season, who was such an entertaining part of season 2 with her letter shredding, was really cool to be able to talk to her as well. And it was really cool to meet Mikey as well. He's a great personality. So yeah, I'm really excited about this opportunity that Rob has given me. I'll link that video as well down below, and hopefully you can check that out. So anyways, this week we had our second HOH, which was Bobby, and Bobby targeted Kevin and Brittany for his nominations, and his target to be the one evicted was Kevin. Kevin thought that he had everything kind of figured out, and this nomination for me felt like sort of a wake-up call for him, which was really good. And him using the default excuse of "you were the first 2 to fall off," I was really annoyed, but I mean, Kevin is pretty good, so I can understand why Bobby and his Chop Shop alliance would want to get rid of him. Now, I'm going to just address this. I'm not a fan of the name, the Chop Shop. I don't think that these bigger alliances usually work out that well, especially when they're kind of made this early and there's not any real bonds. One of them was bound to jump ship soon, just a matter of who. I could see them sort of turning on each other, so I mean, it is what it is right now, so we shall see how it goes. But they seem to be okay at the moment. I just am not really a fan of, first of all, the name, and second of all, just giant alliances like that in general that are just kind of random and at the beginning just are a little weird. So anyways, so Kevin seems to be pretty much a sitting duck unless he wins POV, and all this is happening, and then we have some rookie mistakes sort of happen that work out in Kevin's favor, which I do like, because I like Kevin as a player and I didn't want him to leave in week 2. So we have Cindy, Neha, Willow, and Sarah all talking in the HOH room, and no one bothered to look around the corner, check around the room, and find out that there was someone in the bathroom, namely Kevin, one of the nominees, in the bathroom. So they're having the strategy talk about this girls' alliance. They wanted to get Kevin out because they don't want to lose Brittany. And, well, this is detrimental to them, obviously, because Kevin hears it. So then he goes and tells Bobby, and they mention trying to get out Bobby next and everything else. So while this is great for Kevin, this is really bad for the girls. Not to mention bad for Cindy, because she was kind of one of the leaders in that regard. And also for Cindy to be having this talk in the first place before the POV has even happened, I found just absolutely absurd. Sorry, I just kicked my desk if you heard that loud bang. But yeah, basically just her having that discussion way too early was also, I feel, really silly and kind of stupid, because you don't know what's going to happen in veto yet, and you don't know exactly what the final nominees are. So for you to start campaigning already to save Brittany and oust Kevin when you don't know if he's going to win veto or not is sort of pointless. So I felt like this talk should have happened later, and they obviously should check their surroundings before, going into any sort of strategy talk and alliance talk. That's kind of Big Brother rule number 1. So kind of more so just the checking their surroundings point, but also I felt it was just a bit too early to be having that discussion anyway, since veto hasn't happened and you don't really know what your nominations are yet fully. Okay, so then obviously after Kevin goes down there, talks to them, he kind of gets the house sort of back on his side, and there wasn't really a guys alliance, but now the guys kind of want to take out the girls. So then next you have the power veto, and sure as heck Kevin ends up winning, so that guarantees his safety, and he doesn't actually have to trust everybody. And what he said, but this got him on their good side, so that potentially he's not a target next week or potentially anytime soon, because now he has these established relationships and these bonds just from this one mistake that happened in his favor. So after Kevin wins the power veto, then Bobby makes Cindy the replacement nominee. Now, as Peter was talking about on the sideshow, I won't address it quite as harshly, but her game was absolutely awful, to be nice about it. Basically at the beginning, she's bragging about being Cindy with an S and just introducing herself that way. One, that's really annoying. So that was already a strike against her. Once she was nominated by the entire house, like a house majority vote was mostly for her and for Risha. At that point, obviously, she felt she had to win power veto, which I totally understand, and that's fine. But at that point, after winning power veto, she should have taken some sort of a step back and tried to switch up her strategy a bit. Maybe not play so hard, maybe not come across so annoying, try and really establish relationships and get to know people. But instead, she just, continues playing really hard and being, kind of aggressive and stuff and whatnot. So she doesn't really redeem herself. And plus, showing that she is really good at comms, obviously, that kind of puts on a physical threat. But yeah, basically, Cindy and her just trying too hard socially, and her just kind of inability to read others and not really understand why she was put on the block in the first place, and kind of not having that self-awareness that I feel is kind of needed in social situations. Kind of be able to reading the reactions of others and kind of adjusting to that socially. I get it, when you have a bigger personality, it is a bit hard, but you kind of have to keep yourself in check and kind of be aware of those weaknesses that you may have and things that a lot of people might not like and might not respond to well, and sort of adjust to that. And it's hard to change a first impression, but it's not impossible. So she may have had her work cut out for her, but she could have done it, and maybe if with the twist and she comes back, maybe she can. I have faith in her that she has all the intelligence in the world to do that. I just think she needs to kind of sit down and sort of think about everything that went on, and then maybe she'll sort of figure that out and kind of be able to sort of realize the flaws in her game and repair those if given the chance to come back. So yeah, so then Obviously, she was the one evicted after all that, which I kind of ended up getting into before meaning to. But I will say that I loved her purple dress. Oh my god. Cannot even deal. Like, Cindy, where did you get it? I need it. I need it in my life right now. No joke right now. If anyone knows where you can find that dress, please comment below. At me on Twitter. Anything, please. Need it. So yeah, this week coming up is an instant eviction, which is crazy that it's this early. I mean, first week we had everyone be the HOH and then Canada vote them out, and then we had one normal week, and now again we have another just, random week where it's like, okay, HOH, pick your 2 nominees, no veto, and go vote. So I don't know if it's going to be quite as intense as last season with Big Brother Canada, when Netta was taken to the war room and isolated for, a couple days. Everyone's wondering, like, where the hell is she? And then, she chose her nominees and then, got out Allison, who she wanted. But I have read, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you can mute this for the next minute. I have read that possibly Kevin was thinking of putting up Bobby and crap, who was the other one? Bobby and Neha. Yes. Because, everything that was going on with her and Godfrey, which don't even get me started on Godfrey. He will be out soon if he is annoying me this much. Just right now, over, watching him just on the TV and a little bit on the feeds, I can't imagine that he's not annoying people in the house too. He may not be a target right this second, but it's coming soon. He's not making it to jury. Or if he does, it's because he changes up his game. Because, him faking that, getting mad and blaming Cindy with the April Fool's joke that Big Brother did, like, just, oh my god. Just no. And he's just acting like he's just the master of the game. And now, I am a social science major. Like, he's a psychology major. I'm a sociology major, which is very similar. But I also do have a minor in psychology and a minor in information technology. So I do have a psychology background as well. And I can tell you this, that being a social science major, having psychology in your background, does not make you a Big Brother expert and does not make you smarter than the rest of the world. I'm not doubting that he is intelligent. I'm not saying that. I'm sure he is quite intelligent. But there is a way to go about this game, and he is not going about it quite the way that he thinks he is. I don't think he's as safe as he thinks he is, and I think he's rubbing people the wrong way, and it's only a matter of time. Also, someone that really surprised me in being pretty darn good at this game is Zach. Zach, he's a football player and everything. I sort of forgot about the whole pre-med thing, but I never really thought of him as being, this really good at Big Brother, but he's pretty good. Just his whole, sort of strategy of, having his alliance with Jordan, which I think is really awesome, and sort of letting Jordan think that he is all the brains about it, when Zach definitely has some brains in all this. Him just not wanting to fully commit himself to Ashley so that he's still kind of open to having relationships with the other girls is really smart of him. He's keeping his head in the game and not letting himself fully get immersed into a showmance, which is really good. He has a close alliance with Jordan, as I said, the Newport Alliance there, and as well, he is in the big Chop Shop Alliance, and he is this big, awesome football player, university pre-med student, and he doesn't seem to be on anyone's radar, which is crazy, because he's not like a tiny dude. It's kind of like, in a way, sort of kind of like how Emmett was in season 1, whereas Emmett was nominated first week, but after that, he didn't really seem to get targeted at all. And it wasn't until, the end when Gary was like, yeah, get out of here. And It was just like this guy who was really good physically at competitions and also really good socially was just not going anywhere, and no one seemed to be like, yeah, we have to get him out. Although in Big Brother Canada Season 1, Liza did catch on to that, and she was kind of the only one that was like, yeah, he is a threat, we should vote him out, but, you know, he didn't obviously get voted out, but yeah. So he kind of reminds me in that regard, just obviously a bit sort of lesser of a personality, and he's not, you know, going fully into the showmance quite like Emma did with Jillian. I will say this, however, if him and Ashley do get closer, I can see, you know, that bond kind of forming more, and, you know, if he does develop real feelings for her, as much as he would say that he's gonna, you know, his bro Jordan all the way, he'll save Ashley. He just seems like a really kind of genuine dude, and if he genuinely develops feelings for her, I just don't see it happening where he'll turn his back on her, so to speak. But as of right now, he's in a really great spot in the game, and I'm super impressed. And for someone that I'm really not impressed with, there's Greg. What are you doing? He's just kind of the insanity, I guess, this craziness of the game, and he just is sort of talking and going and acting, and just, I don't even know how to explain it right now. I'm just like, he's just sort of everywhere, and, you know, he admitted to being a professional baseball player now, and just, he's just a big personality. He's willing to just take Bruno's idea and of everything and just run with it and just take all the credit for it, take all the blame for causing all the drama. And it's like, what are you doing? I mean, props to Bruno for being able to do that and not, you know, have anyone sort of know, and having Greg be totally okay and think that that's, you know, a smart thing to do. But he's pretty well, like, I think he's pretty much a loose cannon, and I don't see him lasting too long. He's kind of just one of those bigger, annoying, crazier personalities that I just feel will go out soon. But yeah, one thing that was definitely interesting during that HOH comp was Neha and Godfrey. My goodness. Could they not have made it more obvious that they were out for each other? I've never seen something go that back and forth, and I was just sitting at my computer going, like, biting my nails, just, like, it was intense. I was like, are you joking me right now? Like, what is happening? It was just absolutely ridiculous. And so then Kevin sort of ended up winning by default. I don't think he really wanted to win that HOH, and now it'll be interesting to kind of see how it goes, whether Big Brother kind of pulled him in right away to make his nominations, or whether he actually has time to talk to people. So yeah, I look forward so much to seeing on Sunday what goes down and how everything plays out, and then getting back to the live feeds and, you know, obviously watching them a ton more so that I can tweet about it and talk about it more on Raw as a podcast, because this week I've just been so busy with Easter and everything, and when I didn't get quite as much watching in as I'd like. So, but this week I have nothing going on, so, you know, just be Big Brother as much as I possibly can. You know, I gotta sleep, so. But basically night, during the day, and everything that I can, and I always keep updated with things on Twitter and whatnot when I miss stuff. So yeah, I'll be doing that, and then I will obviously let you guys know the next time I am on with Rob on Rob Has a Podcast, so that you guys can hopefully tune into that as well. But yeah, that is all for me today. I will see you guys again next week, and you can follow me on Twitter. It's at sbauer17. I will have it linked down below. It's spelled like Jack Bauer, B-A-U-E-R, and then the number 1 and the number 7 with an S in front of it all. Yes, Shannon with an S. So be sure to subscribe to my channel here and like this video, comment please, anything that you would like me to do next week, like me to do differently, just please let me know. And I will see you all again later. Bye.